All right, cool. Next up, we've got the pound for pound number one. Who is number one pound for pound? First question to you, 5 minutes on the clock. Is it Khabib?
No.
First question to me, is it Khabib? No. Let's unpack it. I can't I can't put Khabib at number one pound for pound. And I hate to agree with Jon Jones. I really do. I hate
Yeah.
to agree with him. But
Yeah.
Jon Jones says things like, I have more title defenses than you have fights in the UFC. It's hard to
Yeah.
ignore that. It's really hard to ignore that. You know? So, you know? And then and then you think of like the body of work of the people that could be beat. But you also think about on the way to the title and then defenses of the title. Yeah. I mean, you got Dustin Poirier, Justin Gaethje, Conor McGregor, Al Iaquinta, what's his name, black dude? Michael, y'all know what I'm talking about. Him. So, it's still a good resume. Now, my question to you, Bob, is this. If Khabib isn't number one, who's your pound for pound best?
It's got to be Jon Jones for me, man. Jon Jones has 15 title defenses, as well as he has not lost a belt. And the only blemish he has on his record is a no contest. He's beaten DC 3 times, and
Allegedly.
two of them didn't count. But he's basically beat the top pound for pound, what they say at one point in time, DC. He beat him 3 times, and it was pretty much each match was like, hey, DC ain't got nothing for him. And he just basically made a whole division, the 205 division, a boring division. The 205 division was a boring division because he was mowing through each individual that was in there. Now, Khabib has done the same thing as well. But for me, I look at Jon Jones and I say he's fought the best of the best that is put in front of him every single time, sometimes multiple times. So for me, I got to go with Jon Jones. But my question to you is that these are the only two I think that you can put in the question for pound number one.
I don't know.
Unless you put somebody like Mighty Mouse, but Mighty Mouse lost to Triple C, but I don't really think that was a loss
I
myself
thought he won the
personally.
fight. Yeah,
I thought he won the fight. And Mighty Mouse, especially making that division look like he was the man and everybody else was kids. Mighty Mouse to me before he left the UFC, because you don't even see him that much in the one championship anymore. They probably play it worldwide over there, but you don't see it over here as much. But Mighty Mouse could be considered in that top, but for me, the top two is just Khabib and Jon Jones.
So here's the thing. Here's the thing. The PED thing is what disqualifies John for me.
Mm.
The whole PEDs thing, and there's so much stuff that would taint his legacy. So it makes it really hard. You know, when you go Demetrius Johnson, it's hard to put him on that list because he couldn't do what he did at 135. He could only do it at 125. So he couldn't change divisions, you know?
True.
He at 135 he was middle of the road. He couldn't beat Dominic Cruz, and I think he lost to another one. I don't remember. Maybe I don't remember who it was. It wasn't Benavidez. So I can't pick Demetrius Johnson even though I want to. I can't pick Jon Jones because I feel like he's disqualified himself in a lot of things. If I had to pick just off the wall in this whimsical whole who is the top deal, Amanda Nunes.
Okay.
But I have to make
if you look at her whole body of work,
you look at her whole body of work, but you also have to look at what she's done. So if you take and give somebody boogeyman status, and then you take the person who beat them, she's got bodies. You know, you take Khabib and you give somebody the boogeyman status, your Poirier and all those guys, and he did beat them. I wouldn't actually give him the boogeyman status. That's good. Jon Jones, I didn't think he beat Gus. You know, I don't really think he beat Dominic Reyes. You know, so I don't think he's out here running away with anything. Amanda Nunes, when she came into her own and she grew as a fighter, and then she not only beat the boogeyman of her division, she beat the boogeyman of the world. So when you go out there, it's like Holly Holm. She had a little bit of a boogeyman status. Master. Ronda Rousey. Master. Chris Cyborg. Master. So Jermaine Durandamy. Master. She wrestled her. It wasn't that fun. But still, she's got anybody that's like, no, they got a claim for pound in the women's division. Mashed. You know, who did John beat that has a claim for pound for pound, besides Daniel Cormier?
Yeah, DC is the only one that comes to mind that can be considered a pound for pound at his time, especially when he went to heavyweight. But this will be Jon Jones' first time going to another weight division because he's always fought in 205. So we don't necessarily know exactly how he's going to transition from 205 to heavyweight. Now, he is currently working hard to put on weight, especially in his legs. And I've seen some workout videos online, but I don't know exactly how he's going to do, especially with that power in the heavyweight division.
So who did
But
Khabib?
That being said, Khabib is the same thing.
Who did Khabib beat that we think is pound for pound the best?
Khabib, to me, I haven't seen anyone that Khabib beat besides Conor McGregor. But Conor McGregor was pound for pound the best hype man.
Yeah,
he was pound for pound best ticket to make money. That's what McGregor was. So I wouldn't necessarily put him in the pound for pound either.
By that understanding, Stipe I would put over those two.
No.
What? Stipe beat all the greats. Anybody
but that Stipe lost to DC.
Anybody Stipe also beat DC. Anybody that we would put as
Stipe got murked.
But anybody in the division that we would put as heavyweight has a claim for being a pound for pound greatest heavyweight. Stipe beat them. All of them.
Stipe got murked.
I'm just saying.
Stipe finna get murked again by Ngannou.
No, he ain't. He gon' Okay. Before we move on, I need you to convince me how he's gonna get murked by Ngannou. You know he fought him, right?
I know, but
you know what happened?
Here's the difference. I've seen DC go head again with Stipe, and I've seen the way he beat him in the first match. And I feel like if Ngannou can stand up toe to toe with him, take some of those punches that Stipe does, because I don't feel like Stipe throws as hard as Ngannou does.
Okay.
And I feel like he can stay in the middle of the ring and throw blow for blow with him. And I think he can outlast him to a point to get that right blow with his right hand and knock him out. That's just me personally.
Now,
I don't think Stipe does not show me pound for pound number one every time he fights. He doesn't. He doesn't show me that. Now, when you look at Khabib fight, Khabib could be a pound for pound number one if he kept fighting. But I also heard that from his coaches, they are wondering how long it's going to take him because you always get that itch. And he's still, I wouldn't say he's young, but he's younger to the point where in the next 1 or 2 years or 3 years, maybe he says, hey, man, I got that itch. I think I can still do it because he ain't going to stop training.
Yeah.
I know that. He ain't going to stop training.
But on the subject, before we move along, Stipe took this man's soul so much that he ain't even fight right the next fight. That's strong. And then you say Stipe got knocked out by DC. Yes, he caught that shot. It was a beautiful shot. Guess what? He got hit with that same shot from the same man with the same power, like dozens of times during the second fight, and he ate it. I'm not saying he gonna eat one of them for Ngannou, but Ngannou was strong as hell the last time they fought too. And you can't convince me that Ngannou has learned enough to be able to circumvent what happened to him the first time. Same reason why if Conor fought Khabib again, I can't convince myself that Conor has learned enough to circumvent getting drugged like he did the last time. So I don't think so. I want to watch it. Hell yeah, I want to watch
it. Yeah.
Boom.
I feel in this matchup, Jon Jones is pound for pound number one because he has 15 title defenses. I don't care if it's been controversial for some of them, he has won. In the win column, it's a dub.
Dub.